Hey everyone, we're live inside the community. I'm excited to come to you today because I want to share something that potentially can really shift the dynamics of your business. So if you're here, watch me live, or if you're watching me on a replay, let me know. Hashtag live. Watching me on a replay, hashtag replay, let me know underneath um, this stream. Okay, so I've titled this stream, Why Clients Don't Buy, right? I'm going to walk you through something that can totally transform your business and to make clients buy. But first and foremost, we need to understand why clients don't buy. Is it because you're not good enough at doing what you do? Chances are that's not the reason. Is it because you don't have a strategy? Chances are you know all the strategies. Is it because there's a marketplace out there, or is it because the marketplace doesn't exist? Well, if you're trying to grow a business in a marketplace that doesn't exist, then that's one of the possibilities why people are not buying. But if you are trying to grow a business in one of the four marketplaces that do exist, and there's other people that's already selling in that marketplace, then chances are that's not the reason why people are not buying. There's a few fundamentals, there's a few reasons why clients don't buy, and I really want to showcase this and speak to this to help you to understand and see this, and then pick up on this and maybe run forward and change in. The chances are the reason why people are not buying from you. And I want to say, in fact, let me just make sure that I am live and people can see me. Um, so I've struggled with this in the past, right? When people weren't buying from me, and I didn't understand why people weren't buying from me. Somebody had to point this out to me to make me realize why people weren't buying from me, right? Because it's nothing to do with you, it's the way that you do things. That's the problem. If that makes sense, right? So, again, my brain is very logical in the way that I look at things. So, if all of the reasons why I've just said are the reasons why people are not buying from you, let's look at the reason why people potentially aren't buying from you, right? And here's the thing, it's like if we just look at sales in general, what is sales? Sales is communication. In order to be able to sell, you need to be effective at communication. Most coaches, they're amazing at speaking, but when it comes to being effective communicators, they're not necessarily effective in the way that they communicate what they do to the marketplace, if that makes sense. Like you can speak about what you do, and this was one of my things, right? I can speak about what I do, but I can speak about the wrong things in what I do. So I could speak about what I do to the marketplace, but if I'm not being effective in communicating that to the marketplace with the right things, then it's not going to have an impact. It's not going to sell. Like I could speak forever and a day about what I do, but if I don't fine tune how I communicate that to the marketplace or communicate that to the world, then my message is just going to land on deaf ears, if that makes sense, right? So it's not about just, and like I hear this all the time and I see this all the time. And when coaches speak to me, I just feel as though it's like, bleh, like they're just sick all over me because they just want to get, they've got so much information inside of them that they just want to get out there. And I understand why, right? You want to prove your credibility, you want to prove your self worth. It's kind of an ego thing as well. Um, and because you don't know how to channel your communications in a way that's effective, in a way that is going to have an impact or get some type of a reaction, like it's just easy just to share all. But the marketplace doesn't need to hear all, right? And I struggle with that. So it's being able to fine tune how you communicate what you need to communicate to the marketplace in order for the marketplace to pay attention. So it's all about being effective communicators. Selling's all a bit about communication, about how you effectively communicate. Cool. I just wanted to make sure that I am live, and I'm live. There's nobody here. In fact, let me just do this, right? Let me just do a quick hash. Make sure that I am live, and I'm live. Let me just do a quick hashtag. Not a hashtag, but a at everyone, everything. Oh, it's not working. Oh, it is. Hey, Jacqueline. Let's learn how to be effective communicators. Cool. So, how you communicate your message to the marketplace is important. How you communicate your message to the marketplace in order for you to show up confident, with certainty and conviction in your voice. So, in order to help my clients, right, to become that, because it's not just about the words as well. Like over the last week when I held the 4-day Fill Your Group challenge, was some of the things, some of the messaging that I got back from the attendees was like how simple I make building your business. And the reason being is one, I've learned and developed a skill set in order to be able to effectively communicate that language to the marketplace so people understand it. But it's just not always verbal communication. Like it's how you paint the picture around that as well. So let me show you what I mean. And this is one of the things, right? This is one of the things that will really allow you to really drill down your message, to simplify it, to make it more effective, but in a way where your marketplace understands it. And that's using visual imagery, frameworks around it. So let me share what I mean by that. So if you notice, if you attended my events last week, like everything I do is based around imagery, right? So it's based around frameworks. It's based around examples that allows me to be more effective with my communication. And when I've got frameworks around every aspect of what I do, one, it's easy for me to keep focused on what it is that I want to communicate for the marketplace. But it also allows the marketplace to understand where I'm communicating to. And because of the visual representation around what I'm speaking to, like the brain can focus in on the visual image. And when you understand how the brain works and when you understand how the brain more remembers and understands and leans into visual imagery, then it makes communicating to the marketplace a lot more effective. So what I've just literally done for clients that's just got started with me, I've created signature frameworks, templates that they can use when they're going out there into the marketplace, when they are creating their own micro events. So it's going to be a lot easier for them on their micro events to be able to simplify what they do to the marketplace, make the way they show up more elegant, how they show up with their language a lot more simplified. So they're going to become more effective at communicating with their audience. Does that make sense? So they can just like copy, this is master copy, but they can just copy all of these inside of Canva, and then they can have all these built out for them, which just makes it a lot more easy. So like one of the slide decks that I've created for them is inefficiencies. Like their marketplaces, their ideal client right now, they've got bottlenecks, they've got inefficiencies that you need to be able to like speak to and allow your marketplace to understand that these are the bottlenecks, these are the inefficiencies that's actually stopping you from achieving your desire. So it's important to be able to speak to those inefficiencies. So how do we do that? Well, first and foremost, we need to understand that, but then have a framework, have a signature framework where you can position in front of your clients or prospective clients to break down, this is the reason why you're struggling. Like, these are the bottlenecks, these are the inefficiencies that you're struggling with, and this is what you're doing, this is why the reason is happening, these are the consequences, this is the second tier consequence. And then to be able to showcase your success pathway, like the pillars on how you help clients from a 30,000 foot viewpoint, and talk about like why this is important and the core objective of this, and some of the things that they would need to go through in order to move from pillar 1 to pillar 2 to pillar 3 to pillar 4, and also the milestones, the tangible outcomes that they're going to experience at each step along the journey. And then also adding there like what we call sales arguments, which means the thing is, like, if you don't do pillar 1, then you're never going to get this result. So this is the reason why pillar 1 is here and the importance of pillar 1. So if you add this or something like this inside your micro event, and you showcase this and you walk them through this in this framework, logical sequential order sequence, they'll be like, wow, Jacqueline, like, this totally makes sense. And I understand now why I've not been generating results. I understand why, like, I've been suffering with these bottlenecks and I've had these inefficiencies and I'm not being able to move forward, is because I've never had a successful pathway. I've never really had clear direction in the way that I need to go. And nobody's really explained this for me like this and simplified this for me before. Can you see how this is allowing me to be better, to communicate better, and to be more effective in my communication language when I show up to present my offer? So then that's why, like, you guys, if you listen to this or you went on my 4-day challenge last week, brain freeze, that I was able to communicate everything so effectively and simply. So like, you're like, wow, this is like so easy. It now makes sense. And that's because we're able to break it down. So Jacqueline, does this make sense? If you're watching this on a replay and it makes sense, let me know it makes sense. This is how you can show up to really allow your marketplace to get it. And then what you can do there, like, you can create other slide decks where you can jump into each pillar in more depth, as we've got here. So all these are templates that clients can use. All they need to do is just inject their own words. And they don't need to use these designs, these colors, these brandings. They can add their own flair in there. But literally, like, with going through the extraction process of what we first take clients through on day 1, like, on day 1 we have all the information that they can just inject into all of these templates. So on day 1, or at least day 2, like, everything's already built out without even thinking about it, because everything's already stacked there for you to use, because I know the process of what to do, right? So it just makes things a lot quicker and simpler for you guys. So then we've got a roadmap. So now, if you add the pillars and you walk like your prospective clients through pillars on a micro event, and then now what you can do, you can showcase to your prospective clients that what you do is built around phases. It's built around frameworks. It's built around strategic models. So your prospective client can see that what you have and potentially what they're going to be investing in, like, there's structure to it. It's been engineered. It's not just you're going to rock up to a coaching session and you're just going to wing it. This gives your marketplace confidence. It gives them certainty. It gives them reassurance, and it also allows you to show up as well with a level of clarification and conviction in what it is that you're selling. And it also gives them conviction and confidence in investing, because they can see that you've actually got a full solution, not just part strategy. And this is what your next client is looking for. So we've got different styles of the roadmap. And you can see I use something very similar to this on my roadmap, like where I'm talking about the 3 phases. I'm talking about you grow your group, you fill your event, and then you sell your program. And then inside of there's 3 core actions inside of each phase. It gives your prospective client that confidence that if they invest, they're investing in something real. And the coach, the leader, the mentor that they're actually investing in, they've got that full solution, and they've already got things figured out. So this allows the prospective client to think all they need to do is just inject them in to your process. This is massive. This allows you to show up to be super I'm even getting lost in being effective in communication right now. It just allows you to show up, right, with ease, and people understand that yes, you're the leader, you're the coach, you're the mentor, but above and beyond all of that, you are the facilitator. The offer is what's going to create the transformation. And then I've got another example here of the roadmap as well. Right? It's visual imagery is important when it comes to sales. Because again, when you understand how the brain operates, the brain remembers more about visual images than verbal communication. Because you can speak a lot and you can simplify it, but they'll never remember it. But imagery makes sense to them, right? And they'll lean into that. They can study that. They can see the logical sequential order sequence and the pathway. And that pathway will speak to their logical brain, if that makes sense. Just another representation of the pathway, right? So I just wanted to jump in here and just showcase these simple frameworks that I've built out for templates that clients are going to use. So when it comes to them creating their own micro events, they've already got all of this already built out. It's just a case of them framing out the micro event and running with it and learning how to articulate the language behind each framework, which they would already have by then anyway. But it just helps them to show up and then just go through the presentation and absolutely just show up to wow their marketplace. So Jacqueline, I'm super pleased that you showed up and you've listened to this and it makes sense and awesome, and it really super cool to get to know you on our call just 20 minutes ago. So if you're watching this on a replay and it makes sense, let me know underneath. If you want to have a conversation about what it looks like to work with me inside the sales room, to get access to all of these templates and everything else that I provide my clients in order for them to go out there to grow their group, fill their events, and sell their programs and everything else I provide, along with sales clinics, sales trainings, and everything, then all you need to do is just comment underneath here. Let's say in, and I'll reach out, we'll have a conversation, we'll schedule a call, and if it makes sense, we'll get you in. If it doesn't make sense, we'll not get you in. So it's been amazing. I'll speak to you all soon.